Why don't we start saying hi to YouTube? Because it's probably be like 2 months out out past wherever they were like probably watching now. And hi YouTube. Hope you're practicing some self care. Exactly. Uh, and this was only for like the people on Discord. I think that's probably the best way that I can put it, right? This is like, if you're on Discord at this particular set in time, I just dropped it unannounced and we just went with it. All right, here's season 2, episode 17. Let's go. Well, first off, I gotta make sure that we're here so y'all can see. And let's go. Wait, are we getting our backstory already? Oh no. What have you guys done to me?
土の感触もあってなんだかすごく不思議ね。エキドナ？ねえ、聞いてる？
Okay, interesting question for y'all. I hate to stop it right there, but do y'all think that Echidna knows about all the previous times that she took, like, Emilia took the trial, failed, and like went through them, or just no memory whatsoever? Because she clearly knew everything about Subaru, right? Oh, that would be annoying, wouldn't it? Like, I would personally like just be done and over with it. Like, it's like I've seen you try this like 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 different times already. Like, you failed each one. Like, let's get this over with. That just changes my whole philosophy in terms of like, all right, you're truly going to be the savior. Also, sorry if I'm talking a little weird. I chipped my tooth yesterday and it hurt, so.
ごめんなさい、大丈夫？
Oh,
私ちょっと
Echidna.
早歩きだった？試練の対象者の記憶を再現し、意識だけを映した別世界と呼ぶべき空間だ。ありがとう。
Interesting concept, right? And I hate to be stopping it every couple of seconds, but if this replicates the consciousness of the person, then how does Echidna make sense of the unconscious mind as well, right? As this, like, if you ever get into psychology or psychotherapy or whatever, you'll see that like dream state or dream world for a lot of people, especially the unconscious world, tends to be a wild mess and flurry of things, of ideas and interpretations. So I wonder if in this particular scenario, right, because you can be saying, oh, well, she's just using her to settle, like, her memories, her things to settle the debate and, create this false world, this false narrative for herself. But I guess for Echidna, and I hate to put it this way, like, how would I put it? Sort of like a GPU, right? If Echidna is like, it's a direct frame of where the game's going through and, like, I'm not sure if it's going to make sense to you guys, but like she's making sure that the motherboard doesn't get like, you don't fry the CPU and you don't fry the motherboard or anything like that because it's too much of a workload, right? So I wonder if Echidna is essentially the midway point of like that's why she kicks people out, because it's too much information for them to handle. And so you push someone out when it gets to that point. Sorry if that's not making any sense whatsoever. For me, I'm just viewing it that way, where it's like, Echidna is essentially like both the safety for herself for the trial and also for the safety of the person that's going through, which is very manipulative and very controlling, also very greedy for her to be the center point of which all the knowledge comes from. Sorry, just throwing stuff out there. Yeah. So that's my whole thing. It's like, because the unconscious mind, like if you ever go into a psychotherapist, whatever it may be, like that's what they're always the medium in between relating your conscious and unconscious thought, right? And if they get overworked, you're going to get overworked and you're going to feel overwhelmed and anxious and like not wanting to do anything. So I wonder if it's the same thing with the Echidna, which is a lot of these times I wonder if when people fail, it might not only be because they failed, but because she's also like the amount of knowledge or information that's being poured into her was more than what she wanted to process at that moment, or if there are things that she doesn't want to process in her past as well, that she could be something that just like automatically stops the task. I mean, that's what a bad therapist would do instead of like calming down and making a person like chill, relax, breathe. Let's go through some breathing exercise. Let's see what went wrong. She just kicks them out of this dream state and says that they failed and they can't do it again. Interesting. Anyway.
そして今もまだ私の準備ができてなくて。
Right, but at least you have support. Like, compared to last time, right? Oh, no way. Was she like a little hobbit? Whoa, 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 whoa. I know we saw a picture of her in the last, not picture, was she hugging her? What is going on? Sorry. Why is that voice familiar? Where is this voice from? Alright, well, that's answered a majority of the questions that I had, essentially, when I was pinpointing out some stuff, you know? Like, her attachment, right? Like, first off, let's just get right into it. Who are your parents? Because clearly they completely strayed away from that. They were just too busy to come and be with you. Do you actually know who they are? Because that makes such a big difference. Number two, this person's taking care of you, but yet keeps you tucked away. Why? Who, what, where, when, and why? You know, it almost seems like that, like, overprotective, like, nature, sort of like how Puck was trying to be at the beginning of ReZero with, like, you know, Subaru, like, oh, like, you know, I'm gonna protect my daughter. This is, like, my whole thing. Like, why would you want to keep someone secluded away, right? Why would you keep someone in there? That's my whole thing. It's like, I'm bored, I want to go out, so on and so forth. So this is interesting. In terms of a kid going through something like this, you'd probably see them trying to sneak out, get a rebellious phase. You'd probably see, I don't know how else to put it, like some anger in particular towards adults, and probably not understanding what the situation is, right? Because they're too young to actually comprehend why they're in there, why they're being treated like this, which I'm just insanely curious about. Anyway. Oh, no! Emilia! Oh!
フォルトナ母様たちも隠し事をしてるんだからおはいこだもん。
Not the best of ideas? She is really cute, but is it... Wait a minute, wait a fucking minute. No. Fuck. No, okay. So maybe this was before... Because she was frozen in time for like a long period of time, right?
いつもいつもあなたたちにはお世話になってばっかりね。我々こそフォルトナ様にはいつもご負担ばかりおかけして。それこそ
Wait.
様よ。ジュース。
Oh, fuck me. No. 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 No, 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 no. I thought we were done with this dude. Oh, God. Okay, it's either gonna hit me in the feels for some reason, like, oh, he actually has a backstory as to why he became the way he is. Because he doesn't seem batshit insane at the moment. Oh, ha ha ha, you guys are funny. Yeah, no. It's either gonna hit me in the feels like this dude actually did something that made him insane, or he's just been insane all along and just manipulating people back and forth. That's one of the two aspects that I'm getting off of this. Number two, if he was, and this is my big point, if he was originally good, and for some reason he doesn't have any powers whatsoever, or he does have powers, or there's some form of corruption that comes in, I think this just leads into my fragment theory that I've had the past couple of episodes. Like, heavily. Like, if this becomes a fact, if there's any way, shape, or form that we see this season, I can almost, like, make a guaranteed prediction for later on. So that'll be interesting to see. But anyway, God, okay.
確認で
いいの。分かってるから。ただ、私は私に委ねられた責任の重さを絶対に忘れない。それを放棄したり、半端もしたくない。
Okay, quick realization here. And that just came off of that, the weight of responsibility that comes with that, you know. Sorry. Wild. Oh, hi, Kingslayer. Hope you're doing well. My theories really scare you. I hope that they scare you because they're, like, decent. Like, I hope that I'm not too far off the mark. But so here's where I'm getting at, right? And this just hit the moment that she said, like, oh, like, you know, my brother and sister, law, whatever it was, like, the weight of responsibilities, right? What if, and this is my big what if, there is a certain requirement, and this is going back to the sanctuary. There you go. That's what it's called. Well, what if we go back to the sanctuary, and like, what if the only way that you're actually able to, like, for example, for Echidna to be able to transfer her consciousness, her soul, which was her original intent, or whatever, is to have someone link up into a certain situation, neurologically, biologically, like whatever it may be, right? So, this is my big what if. What if others who had been along with her have been able to do the same thing? And the only reason I'm throwing this out is, i.e., like, so what if, what the, like, Juice is able to actually maintain himself for like 800 years out of doing something like this, i.e., gets his followers, is able to maintain them. What if you're able to have a family, and this might be really fucked up, and like pass it on to your kid, like essentially take over their consciousness, their body, or whatever, and then just keep yourself alive in that same way that Juice did? I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. That's just like my big monkey brain trying to like connect some dots right there. No, I know this is not the sanctuary, but this is me putting some thoughts together in terms of both the fragment theory that I have and sort of like putting ages together. But anyway, that's just one way that I can see like someone trying to maintain control and like get crazy or creepy like Roswell over time. You know.
あなたもそうでしょ。でも、私たちはあなたたちに感謝してる。すごく本気で。
その言葉だけで
Wait, is that where she picks it up?
100年の苦悶の時に
Emilia?
続けられることでしょう。
Oh, cool. Yeah.
フォルトナ様、お疲れですか。
あまり年寄り扱いしない。
Okay, that's a lot to take in, and I didn't want to stop it in that particular moment, but I'll say this. The fact that they're atoning for sins of whatever, right? I'm assuming that this is already post Witch being sealed. I'm guessing. And it makes logical sense, right? Also, him being good is trippy. It's really, really trippy for me. But it also is comforting. Not sure if that makes sense. Like, it does make him like a decent person, like decent boy so far. Like, you know, he seems to be really caring. I wonder how he's going to react when he actually sees Emilia. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I can throw out there because, like, yeah, he's not insane at the moment. But like, you know, is he going to go like, I don't know, like, well, is he going to go insane because he sees Emilia? In which case, there goes all my theories, you know. Or is he just going to, like, I don't know. He seems very different, very mature, very,
ないでちょうだい。
I don't know.
そりゃ若いあなたにここは任せていいかしら。私はきっと退屈してるお姫様を出してあげに行かなくちゃだから。
Oh,
どうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどうしようどう
Oh, there goes a little bit of anxiety for you.
ごめんなさい。お絵かきのツボいっぱい飛ばしちゃって。あっちゅー。ウルトナ母様、私。もう、なんでもないの。
I guess if Juice was good, if he is he atoning for the sins of the person that he followed, if he's an archbishop of that cult? Oh, it's adorable. Oh, they're actually
本心を告げたつもりですが、何かおかしなことを言ってしまいましたか?
He's very different than what I had imagined him to be. Like, it's trippy. It is so trippy for me to see this and like try and process it correctly. I ship it, but it's hard. Like, it's
それで封印の方は大丈夫ですか?
変わりなくよ。毎回欠かさず確かめていくのは律儀よね。
Alright, this is the second or third time that the seal's been mentioned, right? And I guess this is where it's interesting. And this is where it's kind of like everything that, like, all the dots that I can connect so far, I don't know if this is going to make sense for y'all, like, have been, like, leading me to. It's like, number one, how many seals are there, right? So I'm going to bring this out there. Because if it's the same seal that's in the original, like, story that has been told him, okay, make an assumption that there's one. But would someone that, like, I don't know, brought the world to its knees really only take one seal to, like, seal away? Or would it be guarded? Or what are the requirements to unleash certain things, right? And this is where I'm heading at. This is where, like, if you guys were here last stream, you guys would have known that, like, one of the big things that I'm heading towards is essentially that there are other 5D players, other people with Omega level brains, essentially, that are able to make certain moves and certain, like, requirements to force an action, right? So I think, and this is just my random ass thoughts, or lips are sealed. No, you guys are. I know. I can't pry anything out of you guys, and like the mods do so well on Discord that like they don't let anything slide. So I have like no clue whatsoever. But I will say this: if any Omega level player, 5D player appears, then we already know that there's probably going to be like 2 or 3 other people trying to influence like the world level events that are happening. Right? So, for example, we have Echidna, very smart, very intellectual. The way that she's driving things, it's that of like a really bad therapist, as I mentioned before, but it's also that of someone that's like hungry to get out, maybe to try and prove something, maybe to try and do something, even though she loads and she has like this like resentment towards the Witch of Envy, which brings up my other point, the Witch of Envy and Satala, right? Being 2 different people. Personality-wise, the way that they form their attachments, the way that they express themselves, the way that one of them is a little bit more controlling and just like, for example, one of them saying like love yourself and the other one saying like love me, essentially, like to the point where it's almost I don't know how to put it, like extremely okay, best way that I can put it, and this is where it sort of hits like a lot of the stuff that like the dots that I've been connecting. You know how I say that like it makes sense for all of these different parts, like these sins, to be different factors or whatever, to be different parts of it, one individual. The best way I can put it is the Witch of Envy would be like a culmination of all the bad maxed out to the max. So like, if you have like all of these emotions, especially like attachment or envy itself, if you're going to go in that direction, like maxed out to a certain degree, while Saltala is more of that like more normal individual that has sort of like the range of what falls in line, which is that we all share exhibits of like, oh, you know what? We're all prideful to an extent. We're all greedy to an extent. We're all slothful, whatever it may be, But the moment that you get to a certain level, you become sort of a lunatic, like, narcissistic personality disorder. If you become extremely prideful, people will literally see you banging your head up against a wall or like trying to take credit for stuff, or it becomes an extremely toxic environment to be around individuals that are extremely slothful, extremely greedy, so on and so forth. So this is sort of where I'm heading at. It's like it always feels as though there's more layers. Of course, I haven't read the light novels for all of you that are here. This is only anime only, but it always feels as though there's like I don't know how to put it, like more layers, like psychologically speaking, of like attachment issues for all of these characters, and it always feels as though like these people are made into sociopaths or are put on the anti-personality spectrum than they were like already there. Except for maybe Regulus. He's the one individual that like just the way that he talks, the way that he acts. It can be because he was made that way, but it's also just the way that he talks. It's like, all right, I've dealt with enough narcissistic people in my therapy sessions to know that like there are some people that are just born that way. Best way for me to put it. Anyway, why don't we go ahead and continue? Sorry for going off topic, guys. Damn, I didn't expect a big ass door like that. No. Right, but isn't that the most embarrassing thing ever? Like for a lot of people, especially when you're like first starting out and like you write a like love letter, a poem or something like that, and someone reads it from you. Oof. I remember in high school I actually used to write, like be really big into poetry, and this one kid actually read it out loud, like got the note and read it out loud in class, and I was just like red like a tomato. Best way to put it. It's embarrassing. It can be extremely embarrassing, especially if you're like barely building trust or barely starting to get to know someone. Like, yeah. Also, that is an intimidating door. Yeah, poetry can really come off cringy. Luckily, I wasn't that cringy, I promise. Brado.
それは
この聖域を解放する上で避けては通れぬ話をじゃよ。
Oh, okay. Hit us up, please. Alright, I guess we're back to Emilia. I fall over. Oh.
でもみんなのおかげで見つかったのでした。パチパチパチ。なんだ。フォルトの母様が悪いんだもん。ジュースが悪いんだもん。べー。
Oh, this is so adorable. Ah, my heart. I just can't take too much. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, do we go insane here or are we good?
これはこれは随分と可愛らしいお嬢さんがお出ましに。お嬢さんはいえ、あなたはまさか。
Oh shit, okay. Different reaction with that.
大丈夫？
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I was about to say, like, wow. This is rough. Like, if you put it like above that, if it's someone that you truly care about, and I've seen this happen, where like essentially a father didn't get to see his kid, sort of like mother's parents took over them for a long time, so he didn't even like get to see her as a baby, whatnot. Mother passes away, so he has no contact. And in session, and I'm just bringing this up, he was able to actually like see her for the first time. Just seeing the resemblance to her, it breaks a person down, especially if you have any big attachments or anything like that. And if they have a similar voice, it can break you down like no tomorrow. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Like that is some real like raw emotion to. I don't know. Like that's the best way I can put it. Is like Imagine if it was like, your child or someone that you cared about, you know, they resemble them like similarly, or their voice even, or something like that.
嬉しくても泣いちゃう。
Wow. And she's all empathetic. Oh,
ジュース大丈夫。大丈夫。こんなにたくさんあったはずのことを忘れて。でもきっと。
oh, but she doesn't know that.
前の私じゃこれ。
Oh shit. Okay, how is she gonna take that news?
今は
Way to call them out.
その気持ちはすごく大事ね。でも、あそこは行っちゃダメって約束してあった場所のはずよね。
うん。はい。
うん
それはすごくいけないことね。約束は信じる気持ちの表れだから。それを破るのは信じてくれてる気持ち。
So this is where she picked that up from. Okay, so we're seeing unhealthy attachment being formed,
約束して。
even if it's for own protection.
今度からちゃんと守るって。それでジュースの方は大丈夫？
Oh, he kills me.
涙をこらえられず。
Jesus.
それにしてもエミリア、
を結んで力を借りる
Right?
精霊術師と。
私、それに
ちょっと変なこと吹き込んじゃダメよ。
エミリ
Please don't.
もいつまで
Please don't.
も幼いままではありません。ましてや、誰かがそばにいられなかったとき、彼らは力になってくれます。
でも
Ooh, what a way to foretell the future a little.
ないことかわいい。
はい。
Oh,
変なこと言わないの。母様とジュースはもうずっと長い
そうですよ、
付き合いで。
エミリア様。長い時を生きる私にとって、フォルトナ様ですら幼子のようなものです。
いくらなんでも幼子は言い過ぎよ。私が一体今いくつなのか分かってるの？
to one with a long lifespan like me, or short lifespan, what? I did not catch that properly. Okay, so if he has a long lifespan, does that mean that that's like an inherent like thing that he's already been with? Yeah, if Jesus, and if which case is he born with it or was he given that lifespan? That's 1,001 questions to go into. Also, really bad phrasing, and at that point, I think pretty much everyone else would be seen like a little kid. Like, oh, dang, all right.
お父様とお母様？
ごめんなさい、エミリア。
Oh, no,
そのお話は
no, you can't end the episode there. No.
また今度。本当に話してくれる？
いい子だからおとなしく待っていて。
またね、ジュース。あんまり泣いてちゃダメだからね。
Oh no.
会うまでの約束。
Oh no. Set up all the red flags for me. No. What's coming? What is coming? I'm scared.
来たようだね。
What the fuck? Hello?
誰？
Oh, this dude's about to be like, my rights are being violated. Oh my fucking god. Oh no.
お互い顔を合わせるのは初めて同士。これから関係を築くって意味じゃ間違いなく対等の立場のはずなのに、どうして一方的に上から目線で名前を詰問されなきゃならないんだろうね。
男のくせに随分。
Oh, he's gonna get mad.
男のくせにって、いかにも比べる男を知らなそうな偏見が垣間見えるよね。
Okay, dude.
その態度はさ、ちょっと見過ごせないよね。僕という個人をその権利をないがしろにしている。
いい加減に自分に酔いながら話すのをやめなさい。あなたは何者なの？
真 女教滞在司教強欲担当レグルス・コルニアス。
Oh, all right. I guess Mr. Steal Your Girl appeared. Damn. Yeah, he knows how to make an entrance. Like that, those eyes, that face, to how he carries himself. Ugh. And they lived happily ever after. I wish. But that was such a red flag setting, and it's always like ReZero to do this, where it's like a happy song and like all these red flags being triggered, right? Like that's yeah, that's rough. Oh damn, that's so rough. So I'm just a little scared, and I'm scared of where this is gonna come from, right? Because clearly the red flags have been triggered. And clearly, I'm guessing at this point, because the way that like Juice was acting, it wasn't as though like they're on friendly terms. So, did the archbishops like not work together? Wait, is he even an archbishop to begin with? Is he just an archbishop of like the witch cult, but like not like the? Ooh, that is. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a good distinction right there. Is he the archbishop of the witch cult right now, or is he the archbishop of the witches cult? Very different distinction there. The only reason why I say that is because the way that Juice introduced himself and the way that Regulus introduced himself, very completely different. Granted, Regulus introduced himself with all that like pomp and circumstance, fair and whatnot. Like, you know, like, oh yeah, representing greed, but Juice never said that throughout this thing. That's interesting. That is so interesting. But anyway, yeah, this was a cute episode. This was really, really adorable. I guess a really adorable insight into Emilia's background, especially if we're going to look at it through an attachment perspective. We get to see a lot as to, like, you know, how do you grow up truly being free and, you know, I guess being coddled. And even like as she grew up, I guess this is where Subaru is sort of breaking her out of her shell. Like, you know, she was always in that like little tree. She grew up and Pac was protecting her just the way like Mother Fortuna was, right? Like keeping her protected in an area where they could take care of all danger, I guess. But being a mischievous little girl, you know, you go out, you find danger, either Juice or Subaru in this case, which is interesting how Juice, you know, turned out to go crazy later on. And Subaru, well, everyone thought, or Juice thought that he was Pride, right? So interesting how, like, both times that, like, she comes out of this, like, safety zone, like, there's always, like, someone there. Best way that I can put it. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, this is just a surprise stream. It wasn't anything. Didn't want to make it too long. This is just throwing it out there just to hope, like, you know, make up for Fridays. I know it's his rights anyways. But yeah, I guess with that being said, I'll go ahead and end the stream there because I do got to take off. I do got to go get some groceries and stuff. I got a bunch of stuff I need to do today, including notes. Ugh. Anyway, I appreciate y'all so much. Have a great night. Say bye to YouTube. Practice some self-care. And best thing that I can do for you is if no one told you that they're proud of you today, know that I'm proud of you. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.